It's the weekly show about rAVe with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Good morning, everyone. This is Gary Kay and Steph Beckett, and it is time for rAVe TV, the industry's only live weekly TV show where we review all the news that you need to know. Steph, how you doing this morning?
I'm good. Gary, how are you?
I'm doing really well. Had some mic issues this morning, as you know, but that's what happens. That's our life, right?
Yeah, these are the things that you go through when you do so much live stuff like we do sometimes.
And you'd
Stuff
think
just doesn't work.
You'd think when you don't change anything, nothing would change, right? But
that's never the case. Sometimes
our guest today is going to tell us that this happens all the time because he knows live events as good as anybody.
Yes.
Actually, Shure is going to come on today. We have Sergio Alvarez, the associate product manager, is going to come on in just a bit, and they're going to launch a product on rAVe TV live for you, a brand new product. And it's funny. I bet he's going to say that when you do a concert, like a Coldplay concert or a Morgan Wallen concert,
with
you're doing the same setup every single day.
Yeah.
There's still something that goes wrong every single day.
There are just so many potential points of failure. It takes a lot of pieces and parts to make sound live or even view someone live, to even see us right now. There are a lot of little things that have to connect into other things. And so there are so many potential places for something to fail. Things that connect to other things.
By the way, Steph, by the way, I just saw you touch your face.
Yes.
Emily and Emily, she said to me that you got to be careful, Gary. You touch your face too much when we're on live broadcast. So now I'm seriously conscious of it because I'm constantly, I'm thinking about it. So I'm going to count the number of times you touch your face versus the number of times I touch mine.
Okay. Well, I will say that my eyes are watering a lot this morning, so it was me wiping a tear away. But if you don't want me to do that, I can just let it fall and just be a little sad, poetic tear, and that's fine.
I didn't touch it with my face. I touched it with my.
Hey,
by the way, Steph, did you know that this show is broadcast live at ravepubs.com and on YouTube and on LinkedIn and on X and on Facebook? Did you know that?
I had no idea. I thought this was just sent into space. But that's awesome. Tell everybody what we've got going on this week, Gary.
Well, I got lots of stuff going on this week. We got launch week 10 going on right now. We've already done 2 days of launch week 10. We still got 2 days left of launch week 10. Today's experiential tech day, is that right? And then Pro AV day is on. Or no, we do
Home AV day is today.
Home AV day today, and then Pro AV day tomorrow. If you want to still receive 5 CTSRUs, and you can actually get CEDIA continuing education credits at the same time today. Join Launch Week. And if you haven't signed up for a launch account, all you need is a launch account to join. That's lavnch.com. It's like a webinar on steroids. It's a lot of great education. And we've talked about a lot of new product stuff so far. And speaking of new products, let's bring on Sergio Alvarez, who's the associate product manager over at Shure. And Shure just made a big announcement yesterday, and you're going to hear it for the first time today about a new product. Sergio, tell us about the product. First off, kind of give us a quick overview. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. So yesterday we introduced Axient Digital PSM to the world, and so that is a fully digital system in-ear monitoring solution. And so the problem that we kind of been wanting to solve is kind of one, addressing the immediate concerns that I started at Shure 10 years ago, and I've gotten kind of the same requests over and over again. When am I getting digital inputs? When am I getting remote control, remote monitoring for the ears? Wider tuning bandwidth so I can take my gear from city to city, right, seamlessly. And finally having a fully digital solution, right? And so what comes with digital wireless, right? One way, way improved audio quality, right? A lot of the things that I think doesn't get enough credit is just like the codec that is in here, right? It's a totally built from the ground up digital solution where you get better stereo separation, which is also very important for the broadcast folks. With this being an IFB solution, right? It's a stereo solution, but it's also could be mono. So the separation there allows for IFB applications, kind of talk back feeds. And so, yeah, we're excited to see this kind of fulfill in a variety of situations. But then there's also additional things that people didn't expect, right? Like one, there are multiple transmission modes, some of which are WMAS compatible, right? So what this means is that there's actually multiple channels of audio that could be on a single RF carrier. And what that allows us to do is to reduce the number of RF carriers on air, reduce the amount of intermods, and clean up the noise floor, essentially getting way better spectral efficiency. And our Shure's approach to WMAS is a lot more modular, where it's, just a slightly larger carrier, in this case, like up to 800 kilohertz, right? And so they basically, users can kind of choose your adventure. One of the things that's unique about this system is that you get to choose, right? You can choose traditional narrowband operation that people are used to, or people can also explore WMAS for extra spectral efficiency.
Yeah, we have a quick video that we're going to run. I don't know if that's going to go full screen or if that's going to be while we're talking. Yeah, we're going to run this.
It'll be full screen.
This is kind of a little bit of a launch video you guys put together. I want to come back and ask you about, who's going to appreciate this the most? Is it going to be the operators, the people behind the scene, or is it going to be the artists that are going to appreciate this the most, and sort of who this benefited? So let's run that video really quick. All right, we got some pictures of it we're going to put up here as you're talking, Sergio. But I asked you the question, who's going to benefit the most? Who's going to appreciate this the most?
I would say, we develop our products for multiple applications, but I think the primary design intent was really to cater to professional touring, specifically monitor engineers and RF engineers. Especially with features like ShowLink remote monitoring control, finally not having to operate blind once you give the pack, to the talent, being able to see things like battery life, the volume position, being able to record that volume position over time, and features like timeline and wireless workbench, getting very quick feedback around troubleshooting. Right, if someone accidentally unplugs their cable, there's actually an icon on the front of the rack that tells you immediately, like, oh, someone unplugged, someone replugged. Right, so these are small things that when there's different points of failure, right, like you can kind of go ahead and address them and understand what's going on in real time.
Yeah, you have some new features like spatial diversity and true digital diversity. How does Axient Digital PSM enhance the signal reliability in challenging venues like stadiums? I mean, stadiums have been one of the most difficult.
Yeah, so spatial diversity is one of the new groundbreaking features that we're introducing. Really, the concept is simple, right? Like wireless microphones have, for many years now, have enjoyed the luxury of diversity, not only on the rack side, right, where you have properly spaced antennas, right, and people would never go back to single antenna setups, right? Yeah. And so what spatial diversity introduces is finally true digital diversity on the transmit side of the wireless equation, right? And so really the purpose of that is, one, fighting against multipath interference, right? You essentially have two streams of information on the transmit side and two streams of information on the receive side with true digital diversity on the body pack receiver, right? It's basically a 2x2 wireless system that can basically overcome all these multipath interference events when RF bounces off of walls, off of objects, right? If they hit together at the wrong place at the wrong time, you get these like quick RF dropouts that even the best RF engineers have trouble with, right?
Yeah.
So that's the problem that spatial diversity solves, as well as other creative solutions around, you know, potentially supporting multiple separate physical zones, right? That's something that you do much easier with this system because it doesn't care where those antennas are placed. It just works.
Steph's got a question. I can see your excitement with this product, Sergio. I can feel it.
Yeah, I had a question. So, from early testers, what kind of feedback have you guys received, and how do you expect this product to impact the future of wireless audio systems?
I mean, I think what I'm excited for people to realize is just how spectrally efficient this thing is. One, like even with narrowband transmission, which is kind of the more traditional way of setting up your RF, right? You're still getting 17 channels per 6 megahertz, right? The same amount of spectral efficiency as our digital Axient digital microphones, right? Which is kind of impressive because we're essentially doubling the amount of audio, right? Because these are all stereo channels. That, you know, that would mean, you know, many channels of mono audio for IFB applications, right? And then we only increase that spectral efficiency, right, up to 28 stereo channels in the 6 megahertz TV band. So like that alone, I think is going to help alleviate concerns throughout the entire show, right? Because we're essentially cleaning up the noise floor, which impacts not only your ears, but also leaves you a lot more space for a lot more mics and being able to say yes to more complex productions.
Yeah, I can feel the excitement that you have for this. You have a passion for live events, obviously. I got a kind of a unrelated question to your product, but first off, congratulations on the product. Shure's always been an innovator. You're the first one to address this, and by the way, it also has compatibility with Wireless Workbench and ShowLink. So if you're interested, you can look up more. Go to Shure.com. But I have a question for you, Sergio. Of all the events that you've done, which one did you just sit there and just relax and just really get to enjoy rather than have to troubleshoot constantly? Which event do you think, or which concert or venue do you think that was one that's just sort of memorable for you?
I would say just a recent memory, right? I got to visit some of the folks at the Green Day camp, and so those folks are great, and gave me some absolute great feedback, both good and bad, right? And those are the kind of things that we appreciate, right? Because we want
they're opinionated.
Right. We want our customers to be honest with us, right? Because that's the only way we get better at making better products, right? But yeah, after the show, I got to kind of hang out and enjoy the show and kind of kick back. So that was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Well, they were on Howard Stern the other day, and they're brutally honest about what their opinions are and things. So I'm sure they gave you some great feedback, and they're probably going to appreciate this. Congratulations again. And I want to thank Shure for being a continued sponsor of rAVe TV, but also using rAVe TV to launch products. They've continuously done that, and I appreciate you joining us early in the morning there. But we have a lot more news to cover, so we want to say goodbye to Sergio.
Yeah, thank you, Sergio.
You very much. And hey, one thing that I wrote about this week, Steph, was was Gladia, I think is how it's pronounced. But it is a simultaneous translation, real-time simultaneous translation system, and they just got $16 million worth of investment. They're going to come into our industry, and they're going to be able to do some really cool things because it uses AI to do translation. So for events, whether it be a live event, online event, virtual event, or a meeting, it would be able to do simultaneous translation into dozens of languages in real time. So this is going to be pretty cool. It's amazing how fast AI is moving. And I just thought, with that kind of investment, 16 million, you're going to see the Gladia, the next round of releases stuff would be stuff like companies like Shure and Williams AV and Listen Technologies adding this into their assistive listening products and applications. So I think this is a pretty cool thing.
That's awesome. Who do you think is going to acquire Gladia?
They are a bunch of smart people, and I suspect they're going to try to do it on their own. I don't know that there's a really good match for them unless it was somebody like Zoom or Microsoft that swallowed them up before they got too big. But I think there's a lot of other systems out there trying to do the same thing. It's sort of a race to see who can do it first. In a lot of the AI platforms like OpenAI 4 have translation built into them, but it's not real time. So you ask it a question,
Right.
it'll ask the other person to translate a question, and it takes 10 seconds or so. But in real time, that's the key. And imagine, I mean, think about how cool it would be to have a meeting with 5 different people speaking 5 different languages. You're all speaking your native language, but you're all talking to each other in real time, right? You don't have to sit there and wait for the translation. That's pretty substantial.
That's really substantial.
Yeah, and so I think it's amazing. It's a great time to be alive. I mean, there's this famous quote from the founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, in the graduation speech he did, where he said that all the famous inventors that ever were would want to be alive at this moment in time. I mean, just in the last 2 weeks, look at what we've seen. We've seen the simultaneous translation. We've seen the invention of a bunch of new AI platforms. We've seen video AI. We've seen a rocket land itself back on the launch pad. I mean, it's just in the last 2 weeks. It's amazing what's happening in the world, and it is kind of exciting. You know, you and I are in the coolest part of technology, in my opinion.
That's true. I think that I take that for granted sometimes.
Yeah,
like
we kind
how
of live here and just expect it, but it's happening. Like, our friends and family are just like dumbfounded by this stuff and they don't know really how to, bless you, they don't really know how to take it, right? There's a lot of nervousness out there. I had a interesting meeting with, so Adobe was speaking here, and one of the students asked an interesting question of Adobe, like, why does all AI look kind of unusual? Like, why does it all look kind of, and his answer was, well, we can make it look real, but we're afraid to do that right now because we're afraid it's too early and it'll scare you. So we have to make it look fakeish so that you aren't intimidated by it. Because if we made it look real too fast, he's like, we already have the technology. We can make it look real. We can make videos look real. We can.
Yeah. What was that company that does like AI generated video clips? Like, those look real until you ask it to like generate something too specific. And then it was like pandas that had no legs, you know?
Exactly. But he's like, this is all intentional because we can't move too fast because we're worried about over-regulation. And I totally get that.
And the grandparents on Facebook are already thinking AI images are real. They're not ready for the ones that actually look real.
I mean, the idea of being able to attend a meeting without actually being at the meeting, that's pretty cool. But we got other news out there. I know one of your favorite companies, Leon, just introduced something cool. We actually have a video of that we shot at CEDIA that we can show. The new Edge Flex frames, which fit all different displays. They're now shipping stuff. Did you buy one yet?
I have not bought one yet, but we do have this quick video from CEDIA 2024 for you guys to check out.
Hi everyone, I'm Caitlin. I'm the sales director here at Leon Speakers at CEDIA 2024. Really excited to share with you one of our brand new products that's actually launching this October. This is the Edge Flex frame. So we know there's a lot of really great OLED and QLED products coming out, and we really want to be able to provide a way to add a finishing touch to that display, right? So this is going to allow over 700 ultra thin displays. This is displays that are under 2 inches in depth to have a finishing framed look. It's going to be available in 4 different finishes, and it's also going to come standard with a Sanus SL11 bracket. So kind of an all-in-one solution to really finish the look of any ultra-thin display. It's going to be a really great price point as well. This is really great thermal-laminated HDF, really great variety of finishes, and it does match a variety of our frame bar sound bars. So really great all-in-one solution, provide a finishing look, especially if you're working with a display that you can't recess, to kind of create that more artistic flair. We're excited to see you, and please visit us at leonspeakers.com.
So Leon always does some really cool stuff. Congratulations on that product shipping. Hey, Christie Digital is offering a masterclass in virtual production. So if you really want to learn everything there is to know about virtual production, it's at Hub Montreal. If you want to head up there. By the way, I went to Hub Montreal years ago. I guess it's sort of like a city. It's like a citywide TED Talk kind of like thing. It's kind of cool with art, exhibits, music, lights, really kind of entertaining stuff. But they're offering a master class. You can learn more about that at raypubs.com. Steph, what do we got next?
So we mentioned some exciting news from Aver last week, but we did want to bring it up again because this is a game changer. This is really, really incredible what Aver has done. They have made NDI a standard across all of their Pro AV cameras, which really enhances connectivity, simplifies the user experience as well, whether you're in live production, broadcast, education. This upgrade is going to make your workflows more seamless. So we did want to bring this up again. And if you want to learn more information, scan that QR code.
All right. In other news, HoloConnects debuted HoloGrid, which is a touch-enabled modular hologram system. So this one you can walk up and touch and talk to. So that virtual concierge you can actually have interaction with, but also for retail applications. If you want to do, let's imagine that they're showing an outfit, you want to see it in different colors and styles. It's a good application for that. So yeah, these are real-time holographic type images. So that product is shipping, and that's a product that obviously aimed at our industry. And in related, I wouldn't say related, in similar news. TrueConf entered the holographic life-size video conferencing market. That story is on our website at ravepubs.com. You got Proto on. You got a bunch of different companies that are there in that segment of the market. I know, Steph, you love this technology and sort of the direction this is going. I think you've actually played around with it at trade shows. You've actually gotten inside these boxes, haven't you?
Yeah, I have, and I do like this. It's one of those things where we just have to be careful with. Are we innovating just to innovate, or are there actual use cases for this?
Yeah.
Because it's really exciting and very easy in this type of technology to put the cart before the horse a little bit. So I will be interested to see if this is something that people are actually asking for. But yeah.
All right. So another one of our sponsors is Legrand AV, as you know, and Legrand is, if you're looking to extend your laptop, desktop, or another source up to 300 feet, actually 328 feet technically, from a display or monitor. C2G has HD-Base-T extenders and receivers, and USB as well. And their HD-Base-T stuff handles both USB, Ethernet, control, video, and audio extension, in addition to power if you need it. And so, I think a lot of people forget Legrand owns C2G. And I just recently ordered a new docking station from C2G. I like their stuff
I do
a
too.
lot. And so check it out. Go to their website, check out all that C2G has to offer. And, we got a lot going on today. We got to get out of here, Steph, because we got launch week. We got launch week 10 stuff we got to work on. So just one last reminder, we have launch week 10, 5 CTSs you can earn. And we have 2 more days left, Home AV Day and Pro AV Day. Home AV Day today. If you're interested in learning more about Home AV technology, today's the day. Pro AV, like the future of Pro AV, is tomorrow. And Steph, I appreciate you
12:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
And yes, Gary, always a pleasure. Good to see you. And I'll see you later.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a great day.
All right. Bye.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.